What? We're doing Kokatsu's story 2 weeks early, or like earlier than we usually do. I know, right? Crazy. Point is, when it comes down to things, I just wanted to go ahead and just keep going with the time I got. Honestly, just try to get things out as fast as I possibly can. Like I said before, it's one of the things I like to do on this channel, regardless if views are there or not. So it's still one of the things I honestly want to do. And if people are watching, that's excellent, honestly. And also, I had recently got hit with a message where someone was like, I'm one of the only people that uses Koikatsu like this. So that makes the series even more special when it comes down to things. So that means I had to continue trying harder than I ever have before. So that's like another major thing when it comes down to things. Anyway, before we get into the story, as per usual, we need to go behind the scenes and see what happened in the last episode. So what did happen in the last episode? A lot of damn things. One major thing is that we had the girls from the dreams come through. We talked to Miss Saritame to find out more about their situation by making them go over their past and basically their entire backstories. The only person that didn't do that was Blue, mainly because she didn't trust Miss Saritame at the time. So she basically ended up telling Shoko on the rooftop of the school and basically telling her backstory, but also Ajime was listening in as well because of course that's what she likes to do, and offered Blue a way to maybe fix this sort of situation and maybe put it into her favor, even though, knowing Ajime, this is also some bullshit that she wanted to start up as well. But anyway, we also saw that Jay was able to, beat Alucard as well. However, because that the spirit energy is inside him, just, causing a mess of things, he almost ended up hurting Sage, but luckily he was stopped by Saki-san, and that's just basically how things went from that point forward. And now Jay's pretty much unconscious, is not in the right place of mind, so Saki has to basically take him to a safe place. Then lastly, at the end of all things, Shoko didn't think that the idea of her using or getting into the vault and getting involved with the power of despair deeply is a good thing, so she obviously wanted her to not do it, but Blue's gonna make up a decision anyway just to do it, which leads Blue to having her own transformation now, and Ajime classifying this as the anti-Flash Plan project. So that's basically all that pretty much that happened. So let's get into Act 1. And right now we're just in the mind of Jay, who is unconscious at the moment, because obviously the spirit got to him pretty damn badly, honestly. Ajime was just like, well, it seems you failed to control the power of despair again. This time you almost got someone killed if it weren't for your friend. For someone who made this world, it's shocking how little you have control over. And I'm just like, why are we meeting in a dream like this? So you can insult me because I can't handle the situation? And so Ajime was just like, no, I'd rather reward you for being alive so far. You should feel honored about this. I don't give things out like this for just anyone. And so Ajime would just blast Jay's clothes off. Okay, what the hell? This is not the way I thought we were going to start off this episode, but okay. Anyway, so I'm like, why am I? And then Ajime comes in and she's like, as I said, a reward. And then she snaps her fingers and Madaka, Kakaijima, and Naze all appear naked in front of Jay. And so she's just like, I can't have our main protagonist be down in the dumps for too long, right, Naze? And so Naze just like, shut it. And so Madaka just like, oh, of course you would do something like this. And Kakaijima was just like, this would be my first time, so yeah, you better offer us some money. Honestly, Kakaijima and Mari would get along honestly very great. But anyway, some time passes and Jay just basically claps the F out of everybody that was in the damn room. And while he did all that, he still feels down, especially because he wasn't able to control despair as he should. And so Ajime was basically like, don't tell me you're still down after all that. And so I'm just like, how would you feel if you need to beat a person that is ahead of you? And so Ajime was just like, I wouldn't know. I rarely lose. But if you can't do what is necessary now, then I have to give you a power boost. And so Ajime just kissed Jay. And Jay's just like, again? Why? And so Ajime was just like, because I have a new appreciation for humans like you. You have my skills, so I don't want you to take that and my love for you for granted. It'll be time to wake up soon. Next time we meet, you'll know how to use despair. And so Jay starts to fall asleep in the dream, and which in turn will make him wake up in reality. So we go to Act 2, and Jay's in the student council room. It's at night, and and this man looked like he just woke up and busted a whole ass nut, honestly. So basically, he just like, ugh. And Saki right beside him is just like, since you're finally up. And so Jay's just freaking out because obviously Saki was never here until that point in time. And so he's like, ah, you're real? How? And so Saki's just like, I don't know. I felt you were in danger, so I came to your rescue. Which is weird, because you are Jay, but there is something off about you. Like, you're not the Jay I know? And so I'm just like, yeah, well, it might be hard to understand, but I'm not the exact one that you know. But I get it. I'm not that Jay from the world that you come from. Because I created it. I created you. Also, I'm sorry about all the stuff I had to make you go through in that world. And so Saki's just like, you created me? I don't follow. And I'm just like, a story. I made you from it. Everything you went through, it's because of me. And so Saki's just like, I see. Then please explain everything you know. And so basically Jay explained, well, really, Jay basically explained enough of the story where Saki can understand why she is like this, what is happening, everything about her story, to the point she needs to know things, and just so basically to the point where she can just understand things, basically. And so Saki was just like, that does make sense. You are the real Jay, so that's understandable. So when I found you, why were you in that state? And I was just like, I wanted to control despair, but it backfired. And so Saki's just like, does Konako know about this? And I'm just like, no. I wasn't going to tell her, but I'll do it in the morning. I just don't want her to worry over something like this, even though the dumbass don't realize his woman is standing right behind him. And so Saki's just like, about that. And Konako flips out a little bit. She's just like, so that's where you were. Of all the ways to put yourself in danger, and then decide to not to tell me at all? I thought we were supposed to be in this together. And I'm just like, we are. I just didn't want to put you in harm's way. And so Konako's like, but it's okay for you? When you went to find me the first time, you did everything you could to not lose me. So how would you think I would feel if I lost you to despair? It makes me so angry that you didn't bring this up to me at all. And so she just leans into Jay at this point. She's just like, don't ever do that again. I don't want to lose you. Ever. And so Jay just basically just held her closely. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you like that. You have my word. I won't betray your heart again. And so Konako just started crying, just like, you dummy. You better mean it. And so Saki just like, yeah, that's the Jay I remember. And so later at home, you know, because Jay has to make it up to Konako, honestly. Basically, they did a little bit of they did a bit of a makeup session, obviously. A bit of clapping of cheeks a little bit to devote back to each other once more. So basically, we gotta get into Act 3 now. Jay and Tanya's on a date. Because why the hell not? So anyway, a few days later, and that's basically what's happened, they're in a date in Paris. And so basically Tanya's just like, I'm still surprised that someone like you can dress nicely for a change. And I'm just like, and I'm surprised that a warmongering lieutenant like yourself can be a pretty dime too. And Tanya's just like, since I'm going to be around you more, I may as well start to ease up a bit around you. I want you to rely on me, and the other way around. And I'm just like, you don't have to try so hard, Tanya. This whole world takes some getting used to, so we'll just have to do what we can. But if I can ask you for a bit of reliance, then maybe whip out those titties for me. And so Tanya's just like, do you have no shame? And I'm just like, absolutely none at all. Now show me. That's an order. And so Tanya reluctantly at first didn't want to do it, but obviously she flashed her chest. Obviously that was going to happen because look at those things. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Tanya's just like, if this was anyone else, I'd kill him on the spot. And I'm just like, damn, that shit look juicy. Oh no. Oh no. I feel like Jay will be the poster child of that one dude with the Zam meme, honestly. With that damn thumbnail with that dude with just freaking out over anything. I feel like Jay will fit perfectly on that damn thumbnail meme shit. I feel like that's just a part of who he is, honestly. Anywho, Tanya's basically Tanya's just like, we may be alone right now, but had you had your fill yet? And so Tatsumaki's like, and here I thought an esteemed soldier like yourself wouldn't go so low. And Tanya's just like, ah, shit! Where did you come from? And stop staring. And I'm just like, what are you doing here? And so Tatsumaki's just like, I need to ask you something. I believe Junko could have been killed already. All the times you've seen her, why haven't you done it? And so Jay's just kind of sitting there silently looking at her. And so she's just like, no answer. And so Tatsumaki's just like, I see how it is. If you won't stop this madness, then I will. And so I'm just like, and what good would killing her do? She done worse even in death already. And so Tatsumaki's like, better than just sitting here. And Tanya even just like, you're clearly not thinking. This is why I can't understand you hero types. She'll come back anyway, then cause more problems. Stop trying to do everything on your own and play it smarter. That mentality is exactly why that bald hero beats you with ease. And Tatsumaki was pissed and just started flying away. And I'm like, Tatsumaki! So yeah, now Tatsumaki been be on a warpath, trying to freaking murder Junko. Even though we already know. Think about it, even if Junko actually dies, you don't think she has a backup plan? You don't think she has some type of other tactic or anything like that? She's done that in her own world, she'll do it here. And the last thing we need is to have a continuous 53 ass games of nonsense when it comes to Junko just coming back, but in different forms. That's the last thing we possibly need. Now, we go on to the next app, but before we go on to the next app, I'd like to briefly mention, if you read my Quick Out to Stories, you know I did a small one on Zelda, and also trying to find some plant for her gardening project in class. So if you'd like to read that one, because it's, you know, super hot, and you want to see me clap an elf chick, then please go ahead and read that for the quickies. Honestly, it's an OVA, it's short, it's not really having dialogue in it, so it's just something easy for you to read, honestly. But anyway, let's actually get into the next act. The next act starts off with us, Tanya and Jay, in the hallways of the school, and Tanya just like, I can't believe that green-haired bitch ruining my date like that. And I'm just like, I know, I'm sorry. We'll try to go out again some other day. And Tanya just like, you're not the one who needs to apologize. I'm like, still, I feel like I need to. Right now we need to find and stop her. And then while they try to figure out basically a plan to stop Tatsumaki from doing the unthinkable, suddenly Konako came from behind Jay, pulling at him from his hoodie. And so Konako's just like, Jay, I need you for a sec. I'm like, why? Is something wrong? And Konako's just like, just follow me for a bit. And so Tanya's just like, you go ahead, I'll find her, so listen to her for now. And so basically, Konako took Jay to this Japanese style classroom. Jay just like, the tea and relax room? How come we here? And so Konako just like, we never spend time here, so I want to use it today. And then I'm just like, Konako, is everything okay? You're acting different than normal. And is it just me, or are you more younger and shorter now than normal? And so Konako's just like, I reverted my age a bit, just for today. I want the next 5 hours to be just for us. So I had Reese to lock us here in this room for that long too. 5 hours? Why? You didn't need to lock me here just to be with me. And so Konako's just like, just revert your age already. And so Jay's just being quiet, but he does transform back into his Shota form. So he's just like, done. Look, Konako, it's about me trying to learn to control despair. I understand where that is coming from. I should have told you and I'm sorry. But Junko needs to be stopped. And if that means using this power in this way, then it is what it is. She can't get Samugi's power. That's the whole point of this fight. If she gains that, then Konako just like, enough! Do you ever think about anyone else except for your own self and what you want? And so Jay's just like silent as hell at this point. The woman is talking now. So Konako just like, you could have died there, and I wouldn't know a thing about it. What next? Sage would have kept a secret? If Saki wasn't there, I wouldn't have known anything. We're supposed to be partners, together to face anything. Yet what? You didn't tell me to protect me? I can fight on my own, and if I need you to save me, I can always rely on you. I can take care of myself, so I don't understand why you need to hide this from me. Does our marriage means nothing? Was it wrong to be in this world? To be what I am now? And so Konako just starts sobbing and crying so hard. And so Jay at this point just like, please, just don't say anything else. It hurts seeing you cry. I didn't know how bad your heart was about all this. You're right. I should have told you. And to be honest, if the spirit didn't kick in, I most likely would have died then and there. And you probably wouldn't even know why. I did want to protect you. I did want to be stronger so you don't have to worry, but all I did was just... And so Jay just did the most Chad thing of all Chad things. Got on his knees and basically bowed down to Konako. Just like, Konako, I'm truly sorry for not doing right by you. I'm happy that you're here, that we're married. Please don't regret any of that. And so Konako's just like, Jay, get up. I know you meant no harm, but I just wanted you to understand what I felt. There is decisions that I can be okay with, but others that I need you to talk to me about. I love only you, Jay. I just want you to know that we can trust each other completely. And so Jay put his hand on her head and just like understanding out the whole entire situation at this point now. And so Konako just like, I missed how your hand feels. And so I'm just like, and I miss how beautiful your eyes were. So, are we okay? Can we be together again? And so Konako just smiled and just like, kiss me and find out. And so basically, they end up making up, and which led on to a whole ass 5-hour smashing session. Obviously, I cannot show any of this, but for the Patreon members, you will see pretty much all the scenes I put into. I'm just gonna speak for a minute though. Basically, give you the rundown on what you're missing when you don't read it on the Twitters or you don't be a Patreon member. So I'm gonna just show you basically what you're missing, honestly. The first thing that started off is with a nice little blowjob session, honestly. Konako giving Jay some head because it's perfection, honestly. Talking about how big he is and all this type of stuff, and he just remembering it, moaning and all that type of nonsense. Then mating press comes next. It's been a solid hour at that point. The mating press goes good, talking about Konako's inside walls and all that type of stuff. It's an amazing time. Then they start to do doggy style, and it's amazing. Konako, and the thing is, you will notice, if you read it and pay attention, you will notice that Konako's body starts to change over the course of this entire 5 hours of smashing. It changes back to her normal state of where she was originally, and it'll keep going and going until she's back to normal. And so does Jay as time goes on. She basically wants to show to Jay to keep effing her as long as he can maintain that form though. And so basically by the time they start having some straight up wall smashing, that's when he starts to get back into his normal form. They even had some anal action too, and Jay couldn't help. Jay had to basically hold on for 3 times until she basically busted 3 times herself, which that was some crazy stuff. And then Jay finally get back into his full-blown adult form and basically just start making her broken as hell, basically on some, you know, mind break nonsense and all this type of stuff. And it's to the point where one line is just like, Jay's just like, Konako, I never heard you like that. I must be better than Issei, huh? And she's just like, infinitely better. I love you so much. And all that type of stuff. And just meowing like a cat as she possibly would. Calling her senpai and master at the same time. It's just a good ass time. And then after the entire 5 hours of just getting her cheeks beat in, basically Konako just like, hey, the room smell is gone. And I'm just like, yeah. And so Konako's just like, I'm happy that you're here. Together, married, forever. And I'm just like, same here. Nothing will tear us apart. I love you, Konako. I love you, Jay. And so basically that's kind of how that goes, you know? I'm just saying Jay can play some switches. I'm just saying, this is why he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT, which is funny enough because I'm talking to myself, which is that self-confidence I honestly need. Anyway, the last act is a very short one. Jay is basically sitting on the couch with Shiaki, who we haven't seen in a while. Hi Shiaki, how you been? And Koneko at the same time. And basically Shiaki's just like, it's been so long since I had this feeling. You should have seen how hard we went 5 hours ago. And both, basically, Jay's in the middle, but his fingers is doing some work behind those skirts that they are wearing, honestly, and fingering some things. And Jay's just like putting my hands in the ocean. And so Tanya busts in the room and she's just like, I have news on... Don't you think we got better things to do right now? And so I'm just like, this is important too. And so Tanya's just like, yeah, I bet. You could at least save me a spot. But that's not important right now. I found Tatsumaki, so we need to move. And I'm just like, you found her? And so Konoko's just like, if you're gonna fight her, then I'm coming too. And so Shiaki's just like, I don't think that would be a good idea. And so Tanya's just like, I agree. She's extremely powerful. There's no guarantee we'll win. And so, once I'm done basically soaking my hands in both oceans, Maya just stands up, she's like, and I'm just like, she can come. Konoko, follow us, but stay hidden. If things go bad, I'll be counting on your strength. And so Konoko's just like, I won't let you down. But that's basically all that happens for this one. Again, brought you a little bit one that's a bit early, so hopefully you did enjoy it. And honestly, like I said, we're going to try to get through with Junko and try to get it. I'm gonna try to get through with Junko's part and try to seal the deal on her story so we can face the next enemy in the future, which will lead into the next one, and just hopefully we continue on with the story, and hopefully it'll be good, and hopefully we can increase the budget of the damn story. I ain't gonna necessarily hold you. A lot of y'all been asking for voice acting. I'll think about it. No promises, but I'll think about it. But anyway, that's basically all I want to say for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification anywhere else. Also follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to do that channel, Patreon's favorite as well. And if you'd like to see these Kokatsu stories earlier, then and uncensored, then yeah, you're gonna have to be a Patreon member for that one too. Until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.